Welcome to the big show. I'm Joey.
I'm Jackie.
We are excited to bring you a very special episode. As you can tell, we are on location today.
Very special episode.
It's one of those very special episodes.
It feels like a 90s, like they're very special episodes.
It's because your guest is like super special. Not in a positive manner. Not in
very
a
positive manner, Marci.
Yeah. Oh my God. We are so excited to welcome to the show with us today a name that you know all over Las
Everyone
Cruces.
knows her.
She is everywhere. She's always at the station too. So the minute I think you have your own key now to the office, don't you?
She's literally everywhere in Las Cruces.
She really is. She's actually the one that put the keys for our door at the radio station.
Basically.
We got Marci Dickerson with us. What's up, Marci? How are you?
So excited to have you guys here at Billiards. So you know what? Let's start this with an appropriate cheers.
Yes.
Right? Because I mean,
Cheers.
You only want to hang out with me if there's free alcohol. That's why I have so many friends.
The game Billiards. I mean, we're here. It's amazing, and we're excited because, of course, throwing a party here for Adams Radio. And tell people a little bit about the game Billiards.
So the game Billiards has been open since March, and we have 12 pool tables. We have got 5 dart areas. We have a shuffleboard. And then on Thursdays, while school in MSU is in, we have cup pong, because you can't have beer pong because that's illegal. But you can have cup pong. So we do have a cup pong tournament every Thursday.
Nice.
So, you know, it's a great place to come. You can bring your family. It's kid-friendly. We have food here, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But, yeah, you can bring your family, give you something to do. You know, if you're tired of sitting around a bar looking at each other across the table, you can come down here, play pool, and have to have less conversation.
And I always hear everybody says, I'm really good at pool. I'm really good at pool. And then they actually come, and then you realize, okay, you were just all talk. You really weren't that good.
The nice thing is you don't have to be good at pool. You know, I am not good at pool. Happen to own a pool hall. Still not good at pool. But no, anybody can come down. You know, there's not a deal. It's very, very welcome and inviting. And we have, you know, amazing staff here that'll take good care of you. And we've got, food. We've got all kinds of food things. We have pizza. We have wings. We have nachos. We have quesadillas. We've got, I think they just added cheese sticks because, you know, everybody needs some cheese sticks in their life, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
So I'm very comfortable here. I actually got my name in a game of pool. Like, I was bet upon before my birth, and my uncle's named Jack, my dad's named Eddie, and whoever would win had to name the other kid after. So that's why I am Jackie.
Oh, that's cool.
My dad scratched the game.
Well, I'm glad. What would your name would have been?
Oh, no, it would have been his daughter named Ed. His daughter would have been named Eddie.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm Jackie.
Well, either way, that would have been pretty cool. Jackie or Eddie.
Right.
You'd have been all right.
I would have been fine.
I'm sure your mom really loved the fact that that's how they did. I'm sure she was mad.
She just jokes around. She was mad. She's like, I had to name you because your dad had to honor your Uncle Jack's. Like, you know, he won. So.
Yeah. At no point he didn't try to say double or nothing. Double or nothing.
Right.
We're gonna bet Sophie's name as well. We'll see. Well, the game Billiards, of course, the latest addition to the game family. Talk about just overall just the building of the game. We were there for when the game 1 opened up many years ago, and now
2008.
Here we are. So it's just amazing the growth of the game here in Las Cruces.
Yeah, no, we're very excited, you know, we're now, I laugh because geographically we're kind of, you know, one everywhere. We have one downtown, one, you know, Sonoma Ranch area, one university area. So yeah, no, it's great. I mean, we love this community, and certainly I've been here my whole life, and it's one of those things that, you know, we feel like, you know, you must take care of the community that you live and thrive in. And so we're excited to bring new entertainment options to Las Cruces. And so the game Billiards just kind of fit in well, and we were able to get this and bring something else to do, if you will. You know, we hear it all the time. People are like, there's not enough to do. So we try to create enough fun for everybody.
So tell us about Marci. Who are you? I know you do everything in this town, but you do real estate, you own businesses, you know. Well, who is Marci Dickerson?
I am basically the byproduct of really productive ADD.
Oh,
like that's it.
That's
ADHD.
amazing.
That's it. When I was little, they didn't have that diagnosis yet, so they just said, "Oh, she has lots of energy," and kept me busy. And now,
awesome.
Oh wait, the pizza's here. Hold on, we have to
pizza.
interrupt. The pizza is
This
here.
is
Here, throw that
perfect.
over there. We'll just throw that over there.
Very nice.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Robert is our hero right now.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Just one of the many reasons why you need to come here. Look at
Right?
the pizza. It looks amazing. So,
Yeah.
pizza, drinks.
Feel free, eat the pizza. So anyway, you know, my family has been we've been in Las Cruces since New Mexico was a state.
Yes.
Fun trivia fact: my grandmother was the first woman at NMSU to start the NMSU women's athletic program.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of cool. You know,
It is.
Interesting fun fact. But no, we've been here forever.
Your
and
roots are deep in Las
yes,
Cruces.
Yes,
Okay.
very very much. We're not leaving.
I
anytime
remember
soon.
Dickerson's barn from when I was a kid. That was so cool.
Yeah, my father was an auctioneer, and so he built a big metal building that was an auction barn, and it ended up being the first basically convention center that we had. So many events that are now mainstays in Las Cruces were started with the involvement of my parents. For example, the Hatch Chili Festival. My father was on the original committee. He was a banker in Hatch at the time, so he was one that helped come up with that. The Renaissance Fair came up with that. The La Casa Christmas Bazaar was started in our building, and he came up with that. So there's a lot of, Heather Pollard was a force of nature, is still a force of nature. And so she suckered my dad into all kinds of charity events and that. But I learned from a very young age that, you're supposed to, you take care of the community that takes care of you, and your job is to, or give back and take care of the people.
And taking care of the community, you do an amazing job. It seems whenever you see on Facebook, someone says, this organization needs help, where can we go? We always see them tag your name. Marci Dickerson.
It happens a lot, yes.
It happens quite a bit. Talk about Revolution 120. That's one thing I think we need to talk about because it has such a great impact on the community.
Yeah, so Revolution 120, it's kind of funny. So we started in 2017, and we started because I was mad. I was mad. I was involved in another charity here in town that I won't mention. And, we had raised like $75,000, $80,000 for them. And we were at an event, and another big sponsor was there, and they didn't have enough chairs at their table. And we were at the convention center. That narrows it down a little bit. We were at the convention center. So I went and I got 4 more chairs for this big sponsor. It wasn't me. It was another big sponsor. So I got 4 more chairs. I put it at their table, and the person in charge came and, yelled at me and chewed my little booty like I was a 2-year-old, which I really don't deal with that well. Anybody that knows me. I don't deal with that well. And I was, so I was so put off. I was like, wait a minute, your donors are doing a lot and you're not valuing your donors. So I got upset. And so I decided, I can do this better. And so we created Revolution 120 in 2017. And our goal was to change the way that Las Cruces gives. And one of the things that's really unique about us is we have no expenses. So we have no payroll. We don't have anybody working for us. We don't have a building. We don't have anything. So 100% of the money that comes into us goes back out into our community. We only spend money in Doñana County, and also we turn the money every year. So there's a lot of charities that, and I'm not bashing them, I think it's great that they do it, that they do endowments, they do long-term earning, they do that, and we don't. I believe that my charity is as relevant as my ability to raise money that year. And if ever I'm not relevant, or we're not doing good work, it'll show because we won't be able to raise money and then, give it up and get out of the way and go do something else. So Revolution 120's, we've done a lot of stuff.
And it took off when it first launched, and it's everywhere. I mean, especially just the involvement with people that are needing the help, especially for a lot of those foundations that need help. You guys are there almost in a sense to the rescue.
Well, exactly. We call it fairy godmother money. So we're, kind of emergency money. Well, and we did, 2017 we started, which it's funny, we actually started the same day that Pink retired. So we remember the Tough Enough to Wear Pink fundraiser. It just happened that way. It was weird. Wasn't planned. And then, so we started with that. We did some stuff, 17, 18, and then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, we really, found our groove, if you will, because, you guys remember, they sent everybody home. Yeah. Nobody had, the food was scarce, toilet paper was scarce. Nobody knew what to do. Everybody was stuck at home. We started with children's meals because they canceled school first. Yeah. But there's a lot of people in our community who who are very low income, and the children, their only food is at school, and that wasn't an option. So we did a bunch of free meals for them that we did it for free basically, and the community showed up and sponsored at $2 a kid's meal, which we lost on, but whatever, doesn't matter. Fed a bunch of kids, did a bunch of food boxes, did all that stuff. So we really took off during that because, was there ever a time of community need that was greater than that stuff?
Yeah, and everybody was just, with us all being at home, and we were even doing this from home. Having to do radio from home. It was an interesting time.
it was definitely scary and shocking. And
and I think about a lot of the stuff that you've done as of recent. I mean, even with the unfortunate fires of Ruidoso, the game stepping up, and some of the things that you guys were doing to help out even our neighbors that weren't here in Doña Ana County, but in other parts. I mean, a lot of us here in Las Cruces frequent Ruidoso, so knowing that your businesses were stepping up to do their part.
Yeah, and we were actually the first people to show up in Ruidoso. We sent 3 semis worth of goods and services, and instead of just doing a basic donation, of everybody bring whatever you want, because it's hard when we're trying to be the person to handle the donations and ship it out and get it to the people. It's hard for the randomness. So what we did was we basically called BLM, called the fire guys, called the people in Ritos, and we said, what do you need? They told us, and then we went out and raised $40,000 in I think it was a day. It didn't take long, because our community is so giving. I mean, that's it. Our community is so giving, and people certainly, I think they're starting to cringe when I call, but they still answer the phone, so that's great. But yeah, our community was so giving, so we ended up sending 3 semi-loads of things that they needed and requested that they couldn't get with their budget. So
I like that you can just do that. We've been to a few events that you're doing. We went recently to the cancer one, and you just call everyone out. You're like, you're going to donate, and I love it so much. I love that you can do that.
And I love to see the tables too, because they're like,
all
yep, she's calling. I already know. Here we go.
Yeah.
What does she need? But that's great, because the community comes together like that.
They
it's
really
so awesome.
do. And like I say, our community is just the most generous community, and we're always, really shocked by the generosity. And I've made a reputation of harassing people and guilting people into money, but that's, so Cancer Warriors that you guys were talking about. So Cancer Warriors started it's actually kind of a humorous story. So in 2022, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and, the first person I call is my bestie. I'm walking out. They tell me at the time, they're like, you have a 95% chance of breast cancer. And I'm like, okay, well, 95% chance. I'm not that lucky. I probably got breast cancer. So call the bestie. I'm like, shed 3 tears. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, the one thing I am not going to do. I said, I am not going to start pink again. I am not going to be the face of breast cancer in this town. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing this again. And so, yeah, as Rick Nezer told me later, he's like, you said that. And I said, yeah, I did. I said, it's fun when you lie to yourself, isn't it? So then about 3 months later, after I'd gone through some of the cancer treatment and the chemo and the surgeries and, just a little bit of it, and I was like, wait a minute. We're missing so many things. There's so many ways to make this better and easier and do that. And so Laura Pierce from MMC had a cancer survivor herself, and one of my founders now had told me at a party, and she's like, when I first told her, I said I have breast cancer, and she's like, okay, I'll give you 2 years, and then we're gonna do pink again. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. That's not what I'm doing. She's like, okay. So 4 weeks later, I called her. I was like, all right, I'm ready. I was like, let's do this. I got a vision, and Cancer Warriors was born.
Yes.
But it really was one of those things that, because I saw what the shortcomings were, we were able to create something. And we had, as I call it, the most expensive free chicken lunch ever, because we started with a party at Farm and Ranch. We invited 300 of our closest friends and hostages. And, basically we served them a free chicken lunch, and we raised $220,000 in an hour. So it showed that the mission was loved.
And looking at the layout of Cancer Warriors Week and the involvement, because you're getting the hospital involved, you're also getting the high schools involved. High schools do a pink game.
We got
NMSU.
everybody.
I thought it was really neat because, having families gone through cancer, you were talking about how you have a partnership with them. You're trying to make it as short as possible. You find answers faster than normal.
Our big one.
I love that. I love that so
that
much.
was, the first year we went out and we raised money and we did goods and services for people, and we tried to help it be, basically my sub-theme is making the journey of cancer suck less, right? It sucks. No matter what, everybody can say it, it does suck. We want it to suck less. So that was, what we did at the beginning. And then we get into year 2 when we did the full week and all of that, and mimicked what Pink did, because those ladies are so legendary. The first person I called when I was starting Cancer Warriors was Pat Cisparo, and then Laura Conniff, and I said, hey, I'm going to pick up the baton. Are you guys good with this? And Pat came and blessed it, at the first fundraiser, which is so amazing.
She's wonderful.
Yeah, they're so, and we could never do what those women do. I mean, they were amazing. But the second year, So I was fortunate because I literally found out within 10 days from my mammogram to my confirmed diagnosis was 10 days, which is it's still long, but it's a very short period of time. Well, as we formed Cancer Warriors and we got the foundation and people started calling us, asking us questions, about their cancer journey, people were telling me that they were waiting like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. That's just agony. I mean, can you imagine? You find out from the doctor that you might have breast cancer, and then with all the hoops you have to jump through and the scheduling of appointments and all this stuff, and your poor family is just sitting there waiting, and you don't know, am I dying? Am I not dying? Am I going to take care of my kids? What's happening? Blah, it's chaos. And so what I was like, wait, this is wrong. Yeah. We can do better. And once we figured that out, and it was funny because actually that epiphany happened about 3 weeks before Cancer Warrior Week. And I was like, we're going to turn this into 21 days. Like, we are going to get this done. And so I reached out to Memorial Medical Center, who not only is Laura, one of my founders, but they've been great cancer partners. They have the full cancer center. And I reached out to them and I said, look, I have a plan and we can do this. And it's all about calendaring. Like, here's what it is. And they just jumped on board. And so I was really excited that we were able to announce a program which actually starts in January. Mammo to Answers is the name. But announce a program that's really gonna make a difference. I mean, we're not curing cancer, it's not that, but at least we're taking the agony out of, the delay of diagnosis and all that chaos, right?
It is very stressful. Like, you 10 days, but I'm sure it was still 10 days of hell just waiting.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, what are we doing?
What's going to happen? And like you said, unfortunately, there's some that are waiting months to find out their results and to change
and most of my founders, I have 6 founders on the board with me that I called and I said, hey girl, we're going to do this, let's go. And most of them all waited anywhere from 2.5 to 4.5 months.
Wow.
And it was agony.
Yes.
And I'm like, no.
Man.
All that time you could be healing, and it's just...
Well, you could have treatment. We had one of the girls, not one of my founders, but another one I know, she had basically, when they first identified the cancerous lump, it was like 0.7. Okay, of whatever the letters are behind it, 0.7. By the time they got into treatment, it was 1.2. Oh, wow. Well, in that size switch, you switch stages and your treatment is totally different and it's more intense and it's more that. And, it took her like 4.5 months. And that's some rapidly growing cancer right there, And it's like, wow, if she'd only had that, the treatment wouldn't have been as long. It could have been a different path. So we're excited we got to bring something to the table that really is going to make a difference and isn't just, fluffy bows and that kind of stuff.
So getting prepared for year 3 of Cancer Warriors, where do you see this organization going further? I mean, there's a lot to be done, and I'm sure the community is eager to get involved and help out in any way they can. What do you see for this?
Really, to be honest with you, I haven't had the epiphany yet. It just comes to me. It really does. Just kind of comes to me. I think there's probably a higher power speaking to me when it, the epiphany, if you will. I'm like, ooh, we're going to go do that. And there I run off with my little ADD land and get it done. But I'm not sure. I mean, we want to make sure that the Mammo to Answers program works like it's supposed to. It is just on breast cancer. Hopefully we will be able to expand that type of diagnosis process, limiting it to other female cancers and that type of thing. So we're really not sure yet. It really just has to do with where is the need and what's happening. And that's a big piece of it, is where do they need us?
Wow, Marci, I mean, between everything that you do, like Jackie mentioned, the real estate, the game, Cancer Warriors, I mean, she's going to go outside right now and change tires because she can start a tire shop outside. You just do so much.
Well, I saw this cute video of you wearing a tuxedo in like this really beautiful house. I was
we just listed that today. If anybody's interested in a $1.8 million mega house,
that was a beautiful
look it up,
house.
text me, 575-644-0778. Or if you would like to sell your $120,000 house, I'm here for you. Sorry, selfless real estate plug.
Hey, this is your time.
So what are you doing with everything that's going on? What are you doing for fun? What are you doing to relax? I mean, what do you do to kick back and relax?
It is hilarious. I don't. But it's funny though, because I love my job. Yeah, all of them, all 6 of my jobs. I love my job. I love interacting with my employees and being around it. I'm a very active owner. I'm not an owner that's sitting on a beach somewhere. I mean, some days I can't even afford to go to Hatch, so I got to stay at work. But no, I do. I just love what I do and the people I work with and the community we get to help. So, as Summer's around here somewhere, as my friends say, they're like, I'm like, oh, I've got like 3 days off. They're like, oh God, she's going to come up with something, right?
Our phone is going to be ringing on day 2.
Yeah, I don't do
us?
really well at time off because then I start new projects and new things. So I think most of my staff tries to keep me busy as I am, so we don't have a new project.
That is amazing. And we thank you for taking the time to join us today. I know you're running around as well and taking time and always being great to us.
Yeah.
Hey, we you guys have always been there for us every time we've needed something or needed to promote something or had a new vision for something to save the world, if you will. You guys have always been right there with us and giving me airtime and allowing me to spread the word of whatever dang project I came up with.
More adventures.
Yes, I know.
Right?
Cheers to more adventures.
There you go.
Of course, make sure you come and visit at any of their game locations, and of course, the Game Builders. You got to come and check them out.
Yeah,
this will be perfect for the holidays.
Tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna party.
That's
right.
So yeah, let's talk about holidays. That's great lead in. Thank you. Let me do that before I've got to jump off and drive across town to go
See,
cater.
she really is.
To go cater, to go cater the Bulletin's best of party. No, so we do have, if you are looking for last minute, holiday party, if you want to bring your employees in because it's a whole lot easier to come in, play some pool. The Game Billiards is available for holiday parties. Starts about $20 a person, so very affordable. We do have some space at the games available as well because a lot of people, if they're having big parties, it's already booked. There's people all the time calling thinking, oh man, I've got 20 employees. What am I going to do? It's too hard to get into a restaurant. And really, who wants to sit there and look at each other across the table like this while you're eating? Right? Nobody wants to do that. We want to do
that
something.
isn't a way to kick off the holidays.
No, that's like Christmas dinner. Like, oh God, I'm related to you. Right? Not that I have any of those relatives at all. No, I love them all.
You're talking about other families.
Yes, other families that I've heard of. Not anything about my holiday. Oh, my mother's going to see that. Anyway, just kidding, Mom. But yeah, so if you have any last minute parties or reservations, whether it's a Friendsgiving or a friend's holiday, or you want to do employee or customer or any of that,
Baby
just
showers,
yeah, all of
Baby
it.
showers, yeah.
All of it. We are happy. We party for a living, so we're always happy when people come party with us.
Nice.
That's right. Well, we thank you so much for joining us
My
today.
pleasure. Thank you guys. It was such an honor. I appreciate you guys inviting me down.
Yes.
And we thank you.
And for those
you.
people who know me well and are counting, if you notice, I didn't say one cuss word in 22
not one.
minutes.
We're waiting with the button to beep.
Yeah.
I know, right?
We didn't
Our
have
audio
to.
guy is happy, by the way.
I know.
Shout out to Marti.
Look, he's even drank some of his margarita now. He wasn't going to drink it
Looks
at the
like he
beginning
drank
because he
all
was
of it.
worried the beep system would have to happen. But I behaved myself.
I'm just seeing ice in that cup.
I know.
I know.
He might need another one.
He is going to need another one.
Thank you once
Thank
Poor
again.
baby, it's very stressful. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank
Have a great
you.
party. I'm sorry I'm going to miss it. Eat your pizza.
Yeah.
That's right.
Feed the poor sound dude.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Big Show on the FN. Make sure you guys follow us on social medias, and also don't forget you can listen to this as well on Spotify. We're everywhere. Big Show on the FM, Big Show FM on Instagram as well as on Facebook. Also, we got to give a shout out to our friend Leo.
Yes, Leo Sanchez.
That's right.
Thank
Shout outs
you.
to him for making us look pretty
633 Studios.
in this beautiful Christmas sweater that I wore today, and it's 80 degrees outside.
Why did you dress in Christmas?
Really?
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I was
supposed
set
to
up,
dress
by the
too.
way. I was set up. She said, "We dressing festive?" Yeah, I dressed up
I
festive.
have a Santa hat in the car.
It was either that or we came looking like turkeys.
Right.
I wore green pants. That's not normal for me.
Yeah, no, we're good. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode.